I know I'm here for the next generation to help them to understand that they have inherent value, that no matter what they go through, they are overcomers too.
The Alric Show, inspiration, motivation, one vision, hope to one new generation. Together we can live and learn. Yes, we're one family on the Alric Show.
Hi, I'm Alric and welcome to the show. After years of multiple battles, she's now victorious. Her name is Rennay Moore and she goes by the name Rennay Victory. Victory it is, Rennay?
Victory it is,
Why?
all the way.
Why? Why that name?
Because I am an overcomer.
Yes.
I am a fighter, and I do believe that I must be living a life of victory. Even though I may not see victory in every aspect of my life, I have to speak victory until victory happens.
That is important because the power of words.
Yes.
Whatever comes from you, that's the power that you're putting out in the universe, literally.
Yes. So I do believe in declarations, and I do believe that the very world was created because of words, and words are powerful. And so I do believe that you should speak positive things over your life and watch these things happen.
And because of your experiences too, you encourage others to embrace positivity, positive words all the
because
time.
I was not always positive.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in poverty.
Yeah.
And being poor sometimes made me feel like I wasn't good enough. Not having enough made me feel like I was not good enough. And I was told how black and ugly I was.
What?
Yes, man. They used to tell me that I was black, ugly, that I walk like a crab, that my lips are too big. So many different things they said about me. And I internalized all of that, and I became very negative. I thought that, you know, I took a lot of things for granted, and now I'm at a place where I can look back and I can say, I'm thankful for life.
Mercy. When you look in the mirror now, tell me who you see. What do you see when you look in the mirror now?
When I look in the mirror now, I see beauty, because I, not only just outward beauty,
Yes.
I see the inward beauty protruding through me. And I also
Shining
see someone,
through.
I also see someone who has overcome, and someone who has just a life that will inspire other persons
Life
to
of
overcome.
purpose.
Purpose, definitely purpose.
How did you get to this point?
How did I get to this point?
Can look in the mirror now and say, hey, I'm beautiful.
It has been years. So this is not just overnight. This has been years, and having gone through different battles and coming out victorious and thinking that God didn't love me. I always thought that God didn't love me because, as I said, we didn't have enough. We didn't have a lot of stuff, you know, talking about poverty, wood fire, walking distances for water. I had motion sickness, terrible motion sickness, so I couldn't travel. Even when we had trips for school, I would not be able to go because of the motion sickness and all of that. So I always internalized those negative things, and I started thinking negative after a while. And so, you know, through the battles that I've undergone and I've come out victorious, it has helped me to look at life at a different angle, and to change my perspective.
How difficult did things get for you at home with mommy and the rest of the family? How difficult did it get in terms of providing and going day to day?
You know, they tried so hard. My mom sold downtown in the market, and she would leave the money with me on the weekends. So I was in charge of the money. So I started getting responsibility from early. Right. And so sometimes the money did not suffice. I had to sell bottles at times to make up that money.
To take care of the family.
To take care. My father would go to the farm and do what he had to do, you know, so that she could sell the produce in the market and to, you know, provide food for us. But many times it was just not enough.
Wow. And sending everybody off to school What was
Because
that like?
education was a priority and it is still a priority. That was our way out, education. Because what I saw was just a lot of, it was just like a sad story. And I'm the first one in my family to go to high school. My parents did not make it to high school. So, you know, generationally, I'm the curse breaker. I'm the one who had to step out and make the difference.
So how difficult did it get in terms of going to school and getting the books and the uniforms?
Sometimes we didn't have books. We had our uniforms. But as I said, sometimes we didn't have books. There was a time when I took the taxi to go to school, knowing that I didn't have the money, but I went into the taxi, and when I came out, I was pretending as if, oh my God, I forgot the money.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
But you had to get to school.
I had to get to school because school was, it brought so much life to me. So I had to get to school. Education was the way out, and we had to ensure that we took an interest in our education.
Well, that day you'd go to school, not having a taxi fare, so I bet you never had any lunch either.
I didn't have any lunch, but I had classmates.
Wow.
Who assisted.
What were some of the values that your parents were would instill in you that would keep you motivated? You see them trying.
Yes.
So what are some of these values that you still hold on to?
Good work ethic and spirituality. So even though we were poor, not able to afford physical things, we were rich spiritually. We were taught to pray. And we were rich in terms of morals, manners, respect, all of that. You know, so these were some of the things that were inculcated from when we were very young.
Wow. We take a break. When we come back, we talk more with Rennay Victory about her spiritual battles and her near-death experience. Welcome back to the show. We continue our conversation with Rennay. Now, Rennay, you're very spiritual.
Yes, I am.
You're going to church and all of the good things.
Well, you know, going to church and all of that, but I had a lot of questions in my mind. And although God has been faithful to me, there are many times when I wasn't faithful to him. I had a lot of questions in my mind about God's goodness, because I didn't see I didn't really see a lot of some of the things I was looking forward to.
The goodness there.
The goodness, right? I didn't see some of these things. And so I had a lot of questions for God, like, how can you love me and allow me to be suffering so much, allow the family to be going through so many different things? And there was a point where I said, God, I don't want your love. I don't want, if this is love, I don't want it.
What was happening in your life at that point?
At that point, I had gone through a depression. But prior to that, in 2010, there was a mysterious illness. I started feeling abdominal pain, and it escalated. I went to the hospital and got medicated, and it wasn't working. Went to another hospital, and nothing that they gave me worked. So I was losing a lot of weight, and you know, I was just pretty much wasting away. And one night, because I had to be sleeping between my parents on their bed, and one night, returning from the bathroom, I collapsed. The next thing I remembered was, it seemed as if I was on a bed, right? And I know I was going to a far place, very far, because I felt as if I was traveling. And then I heard my mother's voice in a distant, right? And at that time, my eyes rolled back. And so you only seen the white of my eye. And I could not respond or anything, but they started to pray.
Yes.
Because that's what we know to do. We know about praying. We don't know about any other God but the Almighty. And so when they started to pray, my eyes regained their normal color, but I couldn't speak. I know I went to a far place. It felt dark. I don't know where I was heading, but it felt really dark, and I know that death had come for me.
Wow. What do you make of it now? even talking about it now, what do you make of it now, and what makes you so, you know, grateful for life?
Because I could have died. I could have been just a memory. I could have, I could have been forgotten. And God showed me mercy, because at that time, I could have been dead. Mm-hmm. And the fact that God showed me mercy, I have to look at it and say, God, you know, you are very faithful. You are very good to me. And so I have to be grateful for its goodness.
Wow, you almost died.
I almost died. And then I went into depression in 2015, going into 2016. I started to question God a lot, because I always have a lot of questions.
Yeah. And
so I was saying, God, you feel very distant. My life just feels stagnant. I don't feel like anything is happening. And so I wrote God a letter, and I said, if you do not come through for me, I don't know what's going to happen. And then I slowly started losing weight, started having mind fogs, started having memory issues, and went into a depression, mind battles and all of that. And that's a time when I came out and I said, God, you really allowed all of this to happen to me. And the thing is that I could see some of the persons who were working behind the scenes, because since I was a child, the Lord gave me a gift where I can see things spiritually. So I was able to see some of the persons who were trying
to harm
me. And I said, God, you're allowing persons who are supposed to be Christians, you're allowing persons who are close to me to do these things to me. Where are you? Where are you? If you are this great God, show yourself and show yourself mighty and show yourself strong. And so, you know, I had a lot of questions, and I came out of that with a lot of questions and started to just do my own thing, because I started to walk away.
Yes.
Yeah, man, walked away, because as I said, if this is love, I don't want it.
How did God show up for you?
God showed up for me through people, through the support of my family, and a lot of prayers that I got. And he also spoke to me. I could hear his voice. He was telling me, he was using scriptures to talk to me, and was saying that the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness is the spirit of depression. So when you elevate God over the negativity, then you are praising him. That garment of praise that he referred to was me elevating him over the situation. And so when I started to take heed, then I realized I was gaining more strength.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You begin to embrace, you know, and listen.
Yes.
And realize that he has always been there.
He has always been there, but then the enemy always made me feel like God was far from me, or God didn't love me. So as I said, I internalized all of that, and it actually felt like God was nowhere near me.
Wow. How about your pursuits for education and career? What was happening in those areas, even through your experiences?
In terms of career, throughout the experiences, I had to stop from work. There was a point in time when I was overseas, and I had an out-of-body experience. But prior to that, I was going for higher education, and I had to stop.
What was that out-of-body experience like?
That out-of-body experience was, it was devastating. That was like the apex of my experiences, because I was at a place where I wasn't responding, and I was not eating, right? As if I was catatonic. And I left my body and I came back to Jamaica because I was overseas. But it was a spiritual experience where I left my body and I came and I saw persons in my family. I saw persons from my community. I saw different individuals. Some persons were trying to end my life. So as I said, the Lord allowed me to see some of the individuals who were behind the great attacks, and the last one being so major, and someone very close, someone who had gotten very close to me and we became friends. She was also one of the persons who was behind the attacks that I actually went through.
Wow. Thank God for the revelation.
Thank God for revelation, and I still have to love people regardless.
Forgiveness.
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 Forgiveness and love.
Why would you want to forgive them?
Because, you know, God is in the story.
Yeah.
The song said God is in the details. So at the end of the day, all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are the called according to his purpose. It will work in my favor. So no matter how hard, I mean, people try different things, try to ostracize different things. And no matter how they come against me, I know that God is with me. I know God fights for me. I know that I may not have been perfect in many things, but his love transcends anything that I could ever go through.
Many people may not understand your spiritual attacks, the spiritual zones.
No.
They may push it aside.
Right, because, I mean, yes, we are a religious country, but many people are not aware of spiritual things.
Warfare.
Because, I mean, it's a dual world. There's life and there's death. There's good and there's evil.
There's light and darkness.
Light and darkness. So there is a battle that goes on for our souls. Even if we do not see, right, there is a battle that goes on for our minds, for our souls. And at the end of the day, God must get the glory. So that's why we keep pushing and we're not giving up.
We take a break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Rennay about victories in her life. Rennay Victory is thankful for all the mercies in her life.
Yes, I am.
All of them.
Yes.
You're sitting here right now, and I'm just seeing a sense of relief.
Yes.
Like you're able to breathe much easier. You know, we're schoolmates. Let me tell our viewers, we are schoolmates. Yes. And I had no idea that you struggled so much. I mean, I had my personal struggles, but you're at school and
I guess I didn't show.
You didn't show any of that.
Yeah.
You were always well, neat, and clean. And she was in the bright class too. You know?
Yes.
So it's...
But the battles.
The battles.
I internalized a lot. I was more on the withdrawn side.
You were a head girl at one point.
Yes,
she was head girl at one point. I told you she was in the bright class. Yeah? You were a head girl at one point.
And fixing everybody else's issues. They would come to me because I'd counsel them.
Yeah.
Especially like some persons who, some girls who wanted their first sexual experience. They would come to me and ask me if this is a good idea and all of that. So I was the counselor for a lot of students.
So you were at school. I mean, we were friends too, right? Yes. And tell everybody that I didn't give trouble, right? So we were friends too, and fixing all these problems for others, but going home to your own problems.
Issues, and actually, not loving myself. In third form, I tried to bleach my skin. I used toothpaste and curd powder.
Wow.
And
I thought you were always dark and beautiful.
Thank you, but I didn't say that. I mean, most of what I heard was just negative. So, and I didn't believe either. I didn't believe that I was beautiful. So when I looked around and, the media, everything told you that, you're just not that beautiful, or you're not beautiful. So even though I seemed like I was so confident and so on, there are a lot of internal stuff that was going on.
I am so happy to have you here, Rennay.
Thank you so much.
And also to hear your story, but most importantly, that you have survived it all.
Yes.
And there is victory in your life.
There is victory. And there will be continued victory by the grace of God.
And you did so well for yourself. You're a teacher.
Yes.
What's that experience like for you?
When I just started out, it was really rough. And I said, I'm just going to do 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah. several years after, I'm still, but I know I'm here for the children. I'm here for the next generation to help them to understand that they have inherent value.
Yes, yes.
That no matter what they go through, you know, they are overcomers too.
Yeah.
And they can face whatever comes their way.
Head on.
Yes.
Head on.
Yes, they're stronger than they think they are.
There are no limitations.
No limitations.
Only the ones that you set for yourself.
In your own mind.
Mercy. How grateful, how thankful are you now? When you look in the mirror, what would you want to say to Rennay Victory now?
I would say, Rennay, you have come a far way. God is still working on you. You are not perfect. Don't be hard on yourself. The battle belongs to God. There's more ahead. Do not feel defeated.
Yeah.
Do not feel as
discouraged.
If this is it.
Yeah.
Because even now I still have battles. Sometimes I don't feel like I want to get up, you know, but I have to keep pushing. I have to keep going, right? And that's what I'm all about. That's what I would love to say to myself. Just keep going, keep pushing. Don't give up, because someone is waiting on you. Someone out there is waiting on your victory so that they can become victorious as well.
You're also channeling your messages through songs as a gospel artist.
Yes, and I write as well. I'm an author as well.
Yeah, you're an author as well.
Yes.
Good. So you're going to perform one of your songs for us.
Yes.
Thanks for mercies. I can't wait to hear it. Rennay.
Thank you so much.
Moore, my head girl, my friend.
Yes, Alric, it's really a pleasure speaking with you and seeing you.
I appreciate you. I love you, and thank you so much for sharing with us. This is truly motivation for thousands watching here in Jamaica and around the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And continue to enjoy all the victories in the mighty
you.
name of Jesus.
God bless you.
All right, good. I want to thank Rennay Moore, my friend, Rennay Victory, gospel artist. I want to thank her so much for sharing with us today on the Alric Show. She'll take us out with her song, Thanks for Mercies. Please enjoy it.
How I got over it's by the mercy of the Lord. You ask me how I made it. It's by the mercy of the Lord. Been through the fire, oh, been through the floods, oh yeah, but I made it, yes I made it, by the blood, oh yeah. Hallelujah, thanks for mercies, your mercy. Oh God, would not have made to this far, not for your love. It's by your mercy, merciful. Hallelujah.